Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Will. I am the Ravnos Archon on Twitch, and we are excited to be doing a special one shot of Kids on Bikes as they are going into their third or fourth week on Kickstarter right now for second edition Kids on Bikes. So, to take advantage of that situation, we're going to run a little special Halloween, after Halloween stream, I think, of Kids on Bikes first edition. And with me today is a special table. One of these beautiful faces has played Kids on Bikes before, and so I wanted to torment two more of my friends with the great game that is from Hunters Entertainment. And so let's give everybody a chance to introduce themselves, where they come from, what they're plugging, and who they're playing. And we'll start with you, Q.
Hi, I am Q. I am playing Alexis Lawrence, but you can call me Lex. You might have caught me before playing Aelin Vitruvius and a completely different D&D game. And I guess I'm going to plug in my podcast that is currently on hiatus, but with an attempt to come out soon, which is Crimacopia. If you're into true crime, with a dash of a little bit more lightheartedness way of telling the story, check out Crimacopia. It's with myself and my co-host Jeff, who's also been on this channel before. And that's me.
Excellent. Let's jump to Ray.
Hello, I'm Ray, and today I am playing Lacey Destiny with two E's Havens. And I have nothing to plug at the moment except when are we doing our werewolf again? December?
So Werewolf and L5R are completely dependent on what happens in Mage over at McStabber Studios, and so far, they are heading straight into Oblivion. So it should be coming back in December. Yes.
Good. I hope they go straight into it. Because I'm tired of not playing L5R and our werewolf game. So that's the only thing that you can see me in online. I have local stuff, but you can check out my Instagram at Ray REI of Moonlight.
Okay. And Jen, last but not least.
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm playing Liv. I have very little to plug. This is my first ever tabletop role-playing game, so I'm here to learn mostly, and I'm very, very excited. You can catch me on Instagram at Jen Pones, PWNZ.
What a nerd. I apologize ahead of time for being the one that pops your tabletop cherry. Somebody softer should have been your first. But this is a horror story. And like all good horror stories, it starts with once upon a time in a town much like ours, on a street much like yours, in a neighborhood that could be anyone's neighborhood. It is a chilly October. There have been some record lows for 1982. Still, the excitement for Halloween presses on the minds of everyone in the city. If there's one good thing about Salem, Massachusetts, it's that it's known for their love of the holiday. But old wounds are seldom forgotten. For the last few years, the senior members in charge of the clubs for Martha Corey High School have taken to using the old Miller House as a sort of hazing ritual for their Illuminati club of sorts. Of course, like typical high schools, there's the student council, there's FEA, there's FHA, there's the AV club, which is also the science club, there's the mathletes, which is also the chess club, the historical society, the National Honor Society, speech and debate, and of course JROTC. But as a super club, a very prestigious club that very select people are ever invited into, there's also the Academic Excellence Society. People rarely talk about it. It is like Fight Club. You don't talk about Fight Club. And with Halloween approaching, the rush season for new members has ended. The current group of teenagers have been separated into clumps. 3 groups will be spending the night at the old haunted house. The first group will be spending their Saturday, October 16th in the creepy house. The second group will have spent their Saturday, October 23rd, in the wooden tombstone of a house. And this final group, your group, will be spending Saturday, October 30th, in the dilapidated monument of a house. Outside of Salem, Michael Jackson's Thriller has been released. E.T. is a box office success. I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts is at the top of the charts, but inside, beneath the calm and composed demeanor of our make-believe suburb in Salem called called King's Cross, I was actually correct, lies a hidden evil that has been undisturbed until recently. And one group of students is being sent in for their overnight trial, unbeknownst to this fact. Additional rumors of the house settling, noises in other rooms, and personal items being moved have been whispered throughout the groups. The other two groups have been co-ed. This is the only group that is going to be sent in that is all girls. There are 4 of you. The fourth is a senior named Ashley Jenkins. Overall, every one of the students that have slept in the house have claimed that there is nothing to be afraid of at all. But it is Halloween Eve. Tonight, you will be sleeping in the old Miller house at the end of Trial Terrace. Temperatures are said to be dropping into the low 50s, a bone-chilling night if ever there was one. But is that the tingle running down your spine, the fear of what's to come, or a warning of events not yet unfolded? Only time will tell. This is how we start our Kids on Bikes trial by fire scenario. The 4 of you are arriving at the end of Trial Terrace. The old Miller house is massive. It is the only 3-story house on the block. The grounds are immense. Easily 4 or 5 houses could fit on its land and still have space for yards and things like that. Sometimes the city will do events in the courtyard of the house, and always the house is kept off limits. Here, the 4 of you are meeting the student council president, Madison Bailey, who is currently a senior looking to graduate and going to Harvard, and the student council vice president, Joshua Bartley, who is a junior and is said to have been seen spending more time than a vice president should with their president, but nobody has proof of that. All of you are teenagers. All of you have the typical teenage issues to deal with. Some of you are short-tempered. Some of you are nerdy. Some of you are sexual. Nothing is wrong with any of those tags, but they do inform others. Madison is well liked. She's been a good president, but she is also the only one currently in charge of choosing who gets to join the League of Academic Excellence, the Illuminati of the school, the highest prestige that carries the most weight with everyone. Ashley, like I said, is a senior. She's trying to catch up on club activities, and so she is normally a popular girl. She's in theater, she's in FEA, but she's kind of shy, on the smaller end of things. But nobody in the school really knows anything about her. Everyone knows her. Everyone has had a class with her. But nobody's ever really shared more than a couple sentences with her. All of you show up around the same time. Everyone's waiting for everyone to show up before being allowed into the grounds. um, what is everyone wearing? How are you showing up for your overnight excursion?
I am in. I'm probably in like jeans, some Converse, black t-shirt, duffel bag around my uh shoulder, and hair up in a ponytail.
Lacey is wearing a sweatshirt, a mini skirt, leg warmers, and pumps. She has her hair teased as big as it can go, and she has one of those really horrible plastic, like chunky necklaces around her neck.
Okay.
Liv is wearing the sweatshirt of her favorite college. She's wearing black pants, sort of like jeans, with just some old sneakers, and a duffel bag full of things. She's very prepared.
Oh yeah, it's like 50 degrees, so I'm wearing a jacket. It's a jean jacket.
Mm.
Jeans? Jean
Jean
jacket and
jacket.
jeans?
Jean
Yep.
jacket and jeans.
So a Canadian suit?
Canadian suit.
Basically. I'm doing
Perfect.
the Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears look is what I'm
Oh,
going for. All denim, all day.
and
Mhm.
Only difference is like I have pins and patches and things like that on my jacket. Trinkets of sorts.
Okay. Um, the four of you show up, and Madison quickly snaps her fingers, and you see uh, Joshua immediately kind of push himself into the gate and start to create an opening with his body. Excuse me. And she squeezes by into the grounds. She goes, "Come on, come on. Only gonna get colder."
Lacey for sure is Joshua. What year is Joshua? Lacey is only concerned with people her age group or above.
Joshua is a junior.
Perfect. She already is scuttling to the front to make sure that he gets like a little bit of the view.
Yeah,
I'm kind of like the last one. I'm in the back. I'm kind
Okay.
of like the last one walking in.
Yeah, he has forced himself so that he's got one hand pushing forward against part of the gate. The rope that was tying the two gates together is taut as possible, and he's got like a little archway that he's formed with his hand outstretched and his other hand kind of behind his neck, holding the other gate behind him. It would be a provocative pose if not for the layers that he has on.
Mm-hmm.
He is definitely someone that would become a conservative in the future.
She's going, I'm assuming they're like ducking and weaving through the fence.
Yeah, like you gotta duck in and kind of
Yeah.
squeeze.
She's for sure making sure she has eye contact the entire time doing it, and then goes through.
Oh,
Just to be like a little flirtatious.
Yeah, he doesn't know what to do about it, and he just kind of like is stuck in the eye contact, and then just swallows hard as you pass underneath him.
So we're not allowed to be here. When you
Not
said
a-
we get access, it just means that somebody opened the door. It doesn't mean that we're allowed to be here.
Correct.
Perfect.
So I kind of look back and forth, scoping out the area, and then I kind of take the bag off of myself to kind of put that through first, get back up and under, put it back over me.
Liv is as close as possible to Madison. She's just following Madison's lead. I
Okay.
just want to be. She just wants to be right there with the president. Wants to make sure that she's in her good graces.
Okay. Once the last of you has crossed into the property, Joshua you can hear him straining to put the gate back. He comes over and you see him pull out a little wrapped leather bundle. Excuse me. And he unfurls it in front of him as he kneels down in front of the door, and you can see what looks to be old, like Victorian era lockpicks. And you see him start to get to work on the front door. And after a moment, Madison clears her throat, and there's a clicking noise. And he kind of wipes his brow and opens the door. And he puts everything away hurriedly. She goes, "Okay, so we'll be down the street just in case anything happens, but nothing's going to happen. An old house, everybody talks. Just don't be babies about it, okay? And if you survive till morning, your names will go in the goblet like everybody else's, and we'll see who gets to become part of the elite. Everybody okay with this?"
Lacey's like inspecting her nails, and she looks over at Maddie and says, "So when does the actual like party start? Like the party part of this? When does it start?"
It started already. It's inside.
Okay, because it doesn't look like there's one.
Oh, there'll be a party.
Okay, and like Jimmy's in this club, right?
James is part of the League of Excellence, yes.
So he's gonna be at the party. Because I just want to confirm, like before we like do the whole thing.
Correct.
Okay.
Liv
And then she
wants
like
to make sure. Sorry.
She's just
Go
like
ahead, go
twirling
ahead.
her hair while it's happening. She's like,
Yep.
okay. Okay.
All right,
Liv is wondering if there's anything that she can do to make sure that like her chances are higher to be in the League of Excellence.
Like you ask her that,
Yes.
and she's like, "Listen, if you do what you're told, and you don't leave the grounds until morning, you should be good to go. If anyone leaves the grounds before morning, all of you are disqualified."
Lacey looks at everyone, and then she looks at Josh and says, "Josh, you're staying though, right?"
Oh, no, I'm gonna be down the street with Madison.
So who am I here with?
And he points at the other girls.
Us. You're here with us.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Yeah. It's quite interesting. Like the other groups were co-ed, but this is the only group that's actually just all girls.
Lacey's jaw drops, and she's like, "Okay." No, that's fine. You guys look really cool. And she says that deadpan.
And
Dope.
Madison just kind of points at the gate, and Josh goes running over, and he starts to squeeze himself back into the position. He's like, "So until morning, try not to scream or anything, and be on your best behavior."
Lacey
I start
kinda,
making my way to the
Go for
door of the house.
What is Lacey doing?
Well, like
Lacey's waving at Josh and being like, if you want to come at any point, like I'll be here
He
the
kind of
whole
like
night.
waves and then just puts his hand down.
Lacey
Madison,
watches Lex walk up to the thing. Walks up to the house.
yeah.
So like, I know the door's unlocked, but do you really think there's a party in there, or were they just lying to me to get me into this really stupid house?
I think you got played. There might be a party after, but I don't hear music inside or anything, actually.
She walks
then
up the stairs and goes right next to Lacey. Lexi, sorry. Lex.
But it's okay.
All the L's. All the L's.
All the L's.
And now
I
that Madison's gone, I'm right behind Lex. Like right behind her. Now I'm just gonna be right behind you.
So I kind of open up the door and I kind of just like freak in, take a peek. What do I see when I first like open up the door just to creak?
The door creaks unbelievably painfully as it slowly unfurls its hidden treasures. As the door opens, there's this grand foyer before you. It looks maybe about 15 to 18 feet wide, massive, domed hallway that goes down to a grand staircase. It opens up into this massive kind of living area, at the end of which there's this grand staircase that kind of goes up and then splits in either direction. Big, beautiful looking stained glass window at the top of the stairs. Immediately to the left, there is an archway that leads to what looks to be a sitting room. It looks to be like there's a bookshelf of some books that are still there, even though mold has probably claimed them. Though to the right, it looks like there's an opposite archway that leads into what could be a kind of dining room area. The door itself kind of has swung in that direction, so it's kind of blocking your view, so you would have to actually step into the house. But the door opens, there's a bit of a breeze that pulls through the new opening, and you can see a few of the leaves that have kind of found their way into the house, swirling about a bit, being knocked here and there.
Okay.
Immediately, Lacey screams and points at Lex and says, "Oh my god, you're in my math class."
Oh yeah, I think I have seen you there. I hate that fucking class.
Oh, I love it. Mr. Hutchinson is so fucking hot. It's a great class. I'm failing, but it's a great.
I'm
And
failing.
and you're failing too?
Yeah, I'm failing math for sure.
Oh my god, do you need a tutor? I will go into tutoring sessions with you. That is amazing. And she points back at Liv and says, "I think I know you from," and then she just stops.
I'm in gifted math, so I'm already in like Mr. Hutchinson's class. Like,
Oh my god, so
Other
you're
tutor.
also there. Well,
also
why didn't
there
I notice you?
because I sit right at the front.
I also sit at
That
the.
makes sense.
Oh no, I sit next to his desk. Never mind.
No, on the other side.
Okay.
Wait, so you're in honors math, so maybe after this you should help me somehow.
I'd love to.
Because
I'd love to.
I'm totally
I'll try to get
failing
extra
math.
credit for it. I'll try to get extra credit for it.
Sure.
I mean, we could just
Right.
ask the teacher for private lessons, and then that would work.
Yeah. And then I say that I just want to say yeah and start walking towards the sitting room where the books are.
Yeah, and you hear Ashley kind of pick up as you step through the threshold. She's like, "Hey, are you guys feeling that? Like it's a little colder, no?"
Oh my god, I forgot you were here. No, I'm not.
Okay.
You're a senior though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's really cool. Do you know Jimmy?
Yeah, no, Jim.
Okay. You should tell me about that later. But also, I'm super happy that you're here. Ash. Lee.
Ashley Jenkins.
Ashley Jenkins. My God.
That's me.
Yeah.
Ashley, all I ask is that you don't go running into any rooms without first scoping out the area. I've heard a lot about Jenkins.
Buddy system.
Jenkins.
Is your cousin Leroy or?
I know, right? I think I've heard of him. So I start making my way to the books that are like all dusty and just trying to read the spines of the books.
Okay. So you come into the house, and immediately the moment that Alexis crosses the threshold, you all hear this kind of roll of thunder in the distance.
Okay, like if people were gonna come later for a party, they're definitely not now. And that's so annoying.
And Ashley immediately follows you into the sitting room.
Is there anything to like sit on in the sitting room, or are all the furniture, is it dilapidated?
No, the furniture has all been covered, so there's what looks to be a chaise lounge that is covered in a white sheet that's just full of dust. So it looks more gray than anything. There's also a love seat, a high-backed love seat that is covered. And there looks to be a couple of ottomans that are also covered with sheets.
Lacey will strut over to the chaise and throw off the covering,
Mhm.
reach into her bag, get a piece of gum, take out a magazine, she plops herself on the chaise.
Okay. It is
Liv is inspecting all the books, wondering what great reads there might be, and wondering if anything could tell her more about the Miller family.
the chaise is immensely soft, incredibly soft.
Perfect.
It is a deep royal purple. There are these blood red buttons that look to be every inch and a half. And it just creates this little cloud of a seat. It looks more like a fainting couch than a chaise.
Mhm.
It's got that little arm. Um, the books that are there between Alexis and Olivia, there's some that have just had the spine eaten away by age. So all that's left is kind of like the carpenter glue that used to hold these things together. Um, some you can even still see the weaving has actually been taken into creating the books itself. There is a collection of Oscar Wilde's musings that are still in somewhat good condition, uh, as far as the spine is concerned, but pulling it off the shelf reveals that the actual book itself is molded through, and the only thing that you have is like the finger width of the book itself, as it literally falls apart the moment you pull it from the bookshelf, and you can just see the tendrils of fiber of the pages, the wood fiber just kind of being pulled.
Okay. So I kind of announce in the room to the group, and I'm like, "So does anybody remember what time we just have to stay here until?"
Sundown or sun up or the sun. It had something to do with the sun.
Right.
Ashley
Yes,
nods.
definitely. Cool, guys. Awesome. Um, awesome. Cool beans.
Does
Cool beans.
Does Ashley remember?
Yeah, she just nods. Yeah, morning.
Something to do with the sun. Morning.
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 Morning. Got it.
Is
Yeah,
there
that has
food
something to do
here?
with the sun. I have like some of these diet bars that my mom gave me if you're hungry.
I packed sandwiches for everyone. So Liv packed sandwiches for everyone. She was very. I have 6 actually. So
Oh, just enough.
they're
You've got
they're peanut
dinner
butter jelly.
and breakfast.
But I also have 1 sun butter just in case somebody was allergic.
That was brilliant.
Oh,
Brilliant.
what butter?
Brilliant work.
Sun butter, sunflower butter.
Guys, everything has to do with the sun. I think like it's gonna be a good night.
I now start kind of just scoping out the room, and I want to head upstairs.
Okay.
And I'll say, "I'll be back," and kind of just walk out the archway.
Yeah.
Liv doesn't think you should go alone.
You can come with if you want, but I definitely want to check out the rooms upstairs because I'm looking to sleep comfortably tonight.
I will
don't
go
really
with.
like to sleep on an ottoman.
No one should be
Ah.
alone. Buddy system. I will go with you.
This is a really comfy couch. So if you find any other couches, they're really comfy.
All right. And Liv just kind of like,
Noted.
I'll stay here, I guess then.
Ashley?
Ashley.
Ashley.
Yeah. Okay.
Yay,
It's okay.
Ashley. Ashley, I have another magazine if you want it. It's 17.
Oh,
This
Yeah.
house is super rad. And I'm kind of like just gazing at like the history that is in this house, or
Oh.
so what it seems.
it screams Victorian era. It definitely predates the Civil War. There are just the fabrication of the house alone and how some of the wallpaper started to kind of eat itself alive, basically. There's no mold, but there's
Liv was worried about the cultures of bacteria.
there's no mold, but there is it's weird because it does look like something has eaten away at the fabric of the house itself.
Okay.
And as you go down the hall towards the stairs, you feel a breeze again kind of whip up some of the dust and some of the smaller leaves and some of the papers that have kind of found their way into the house, and the door slams.
The front door?
The front door slams.
Just the wind.
I jumped, right? And I caught a squeal in my throat. Like
Mhm.
That wasn't cool. That wasn't cool.
Lacey is not delicate in any way and screams like a horror movie. Like it's like blood curdling and several seconds long. And once that subsides, she goes, "What was that?"
Yeah, and Ashley just kind of like holds her ears, and then she comes out of the archway. We're okay.
Liv is sure it was
Okay.
just the wind. Just the wind. Just the wind. Just the wind.
All right. That almost had me wigging out for a second, but all right. And I keep like just now I want to like pick up my pace a little bit. At first I was looking out around at everything, but now I kind of just want to get upstairs to check out the rooms.
All right.
Let's go.
So let's give Lex and Liv a chance to earn some adversity. So let's have you both do a you know what? Let's have you do some grit. Roll your grits.
Yo, grit.
Yo, grit.
So Liv is gonna roll a d6.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, Lex is gonna roll a d8.
All right. That is 5 on the die for me.
5 on the die for me.
5
Yay.
and 5. Okay. So difficulty of 3 to 6 is a task where success is likely for all characters except those who aren't skilled or who have a low stat in that field. You both got 5, given that you have very different dice, but you both succeed. And as you start to climb up the stairs, for both of you, for Lex, it's out of the side of the right side, and for Liv, it's out of the left side. But you both see some shadow movement upstairs.
Is that a curtain?
I don't think so. Do I see windows? Are there windows up here?
There's only the stained glass window at the top of the stairs where the stairs kind of split, and then upstairs there are no real windows except the top of the dome has another dome on top of it of just glass. Some of it has what's it called? Cracked with age, but otherwise it is still livable.
I want to go into my duffel bag.
Okay.
And I want to pull something out.
Oh. Are you using your ability?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So one of the cool things that Lex has is the strength that she has is prepared. So you may spend 2 adversity tokens to just happen to have 1 commonplace item with you. What is the commonplace item you would like to have?
A bat.
Okay.
I have brought with me a bat. And I would like to now, having seen a shadow, having heard the door slam, and having known that I'm going to be in here all night, I would like to pull out said bat.
Okay.
Did you pull it out in front of everybody?
Well, you're
just
still in
Liv.
the scene room, so just Liv. Liv saw that I have the bat.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And then I kind of look at Liv and I'm like, just in case, you never know. And it's a group of chicks, and guys are dweebs. And so I just like kind of like have it over my shoulder. Like I don't have it like ready to go, but like maybe I'll need this.
Okay. So the 2 of you stop at the kind of foyer where the stained glass window starts to rise up towards the ceiling. Liv sees Lex put her bag down, and then she pulls out a Louisville Slugger. You think this would be one of the first kind of aluminum bats, or is this like cork wood, like full on brown?
Cork wood, foot on brown. It's you could tell like it's probably been in my dad's garage for like a bit, right? You know.
Do you think anyone signed it?
I want to say that it looks. My dad tells us stories about some awesome baseball player signing it, but I don't believe him.
Okay.
But there is like the faint mark of a signature on this, and this is like my dad's. Like, I wish I had had sons, but
Yeah.
I've kind of taken over the bat, right?
I like it. It is your Excalibur.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you 2 ascend the stairs. Are you going up the same way, or are you splitting up and taking 1 stair each?
I'm kind of following the shadow I saw on my right.
I am following close behind.
Okay, so going to the right it is. As you go upstairs, what is Lacey and Ashley doing?
Lacey is trying to start any conversation about pop culture or anything with Ashley, and is only getting like 1 note or 1 word responses. And
Easily, yeah.
she's like, okay. She's enjoying like sitting and reading, but she wants to be on Ashley's good side.
You see that she is as dainty as they come, and she is refusing to touch the dusted over sheet that is over the love seat, and she's just kind of like putting her foot down and dragging and trying to pull with just her foot the sheet down off of the love seat. It is slow, it is monotonous, and
kind of pathetic, yeah.
After the 5th or 6th time, like you would have stopped, I think. But she keeps going. She's just slowly making progress.
Lacey will put her magazine down to kind of like throw off the cover.
Okay.
But I want to try to charm her into liking me. So can I roll to charm her and make her talk to me?
What do you want? How do you want to be charming with her?
Like friendly, not flirty, but like, tell me anything, girl. Like, you're a senior, I'm a junior. This is everything. So I'm trying to be on her good side so that I could go to senior parties.
Okay. Roll your stat. Looks like
Which is 20.
Yeah. Looks like Lacey has a D20 for her charm.
And it doesn't matter because I got a fucking 8.
An 8 is not enough. So that gives you an adversity token though.
Okay, good.
But you did lose. And so losing by 5 to 9. So if the roll is -9 to -5 in difference, the failure is bad but not a disaster. There will be some short-term consequences that might lead to some immediate difficulties, but nothing that the character can't handle if they focus on them. character has tried to do or has been forced to do something beyond their capabilities, and not surprisingly, they failed.
Mhm. Mhm.
So you pull the thing off. You're trying to be charming with Ashley, and she just kind of like sees you pull the thing off, and she smiles, and then she's thanks. And you see she sits down and she opens the magazine that you gave her.
Player
Um,
question. Sorry, I have.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Player question. Had she wanted to, could she have just chosen a check on that, like a number check in this dice rolling mechanics?
You can
Like since she has a
always
D20, could she have said I do a 10 check
you can
and
always
done it
take
that way?
half. Yes, you can always take
Okay.
half with a skill
Okay.
whenever you come to a test.
Trying to help you out for the future.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Uh, but even with taking half, she would have still failed. But still, Lacey tried, and as has been the case, Ash gives you another one-word response, and then sits down, and kind of looks like she's pretending to read the magazine, but she's kind of eyeballing the archway that leads to the foyer, and she's kind of looking past the sitting room into what looks like a larder or some kind of kitchen area.
Lacey follows her gaze and asks, "Do you want to look at the older creepy stuff?"
No,
Oh,
she just raises the magazine.
oh, okay. Well, I'll just go see if there's anything in that like kitchen place. Are
Okay,
you sure you don't want to come with me?
no.
Okay. And then she
Rules.
like rolls her eyes, gets up, and walks to the kitchen.
Okay. Excuse me. Upstairs, Liv and Lex, you've gone up the right way, and as you come up here, the first room that you see has the door ajar. Looks to be some kind of den, a man's den. Through the little kind of opening in the door, kind of like the size of two fists, you can see what looks to be a mounted deer head, uh, and what looks to be a bear head, or the beginning of a bear head, the one side of a bear head. It's kind of, you'd have to either open the door or stick your head into the room to notice it, but it is definitely a hunter's den. You like to
So
investigate or push forward?
I look over at Liv and I kind of just, in a very low tone, even though I know we're the only ones in the house, creepy places make me feel like I should whisper. So
Whispering.
I'm like, yeah, like, should we go in here first?
We should know what's inside.
So I kind of like grab the bat and I just like nudge the door with the bat and I'm just like, right? Um,
Exactly.
yeah, like I'm just like I don't know about this. So
Yeah.
I'm not really going through the threshold completely myself. It's
Mhm.
kind of making just the bat and my arm do so, and I kind of just want to like now I can see it's a full bear, right? It's not
Yeah.
moving.
So
All
yeah,
right.
Liv further pushes the door. Wants to
No,
see inside.
not even. The moment that the bat touches the door and you start to push softly because you're like, you saw something, maybe we should be careful. The door slams open. There's just a hard crash. You can hear something crystal break. It reverberates downstairs, so the moment that Lacey crosses the threshold into the kitchen, you hear something shatter upstairs, and you can hear the wrinkling of the magazine pages, and behind you, Ashley has kind of squealed or suppressed a squeal of fear. But yeah, there is a fully life-size kind of rearing up black bear, standing triumphantly in the corner. There is what looks to be a leather recliner, just unsheeted. It has not been protected from the elements, but it also looks like it's been lived in. It looks like this whole room has been lived in. There's no cobwebs. There's no dust settled. The fireplace next to the bear is not lit, but it definitely does. There's a residual smell of smoke in the room.
That's what I was gonna ask, if it's what it smelled like. Glad
Yeah.
you went there. Okay.
Yeah.
Could Liv hear the scream from Ashley?
Ooh. Let's have you make a brains roll. See if you pick that up.
What
That's
was
a
my
D-
brains?
That's a
I don't
D20
remember.
for you.
D20. All right.
Be good.
12.
Okay. You know, there is a moment you hear, excuse me, the door slams, the crystal behind it shatters, and then you do hear that little softness of somebody having suppressed a squeal or some kind of noise of fear downstairs.
I asked Lex, do you know if Ashley's been here before?
I actually have no clue. I don't even know Ashley. Do you know Ashley?
I've never seen her.
No. And I kind of like shrug, and now I kind of like make my way in to the room fully.
Okay.
Is there anything near the fireplace to get it started?
There is what looks to be a small little watering can, but as you get closer, you can definitely smell the kind of oil-like substance that sits in it. There is a hat rack and coat rack off to the opposite side of where the bear is, and you can see what looks to be a well-worn leather fedora and this kind of long trench coat, like kind of a duster, like a very Western-like duster, just kind of sitting there, and there's a bit of moisture that's still being being dried off at the bottom of it. Looks like it was recently used, and it rained maybe about 2 or 3 nights ago.
Okay. But there's nothing for me to start the fireplace up.
There are no matches, no.
Okay. Damn, I really wish there was a way we could start this fire. It's freezing in this house. And I kind of like shrug my jacket on a little bit tighter. And then I go, well, or I could just do this. And I grab the trench coat and I wrap it over myself.
Okay, it is huge on you.
I'm swimming in it. And I know, I want to lift up my arms and go, woo!
Yeah, it is definitely meant for somebody that is easily 6'2", 6'3". And the moment you start waving your arms and you're like, ooh, there's a lightning crack behind you, and the whole room is illuminated for a second. Behind Lex, Liv, you can see what looks to be this older, haggard, grisly man just kind of sitting in the corner, staring daggers at the two of you. And the moment that it goes back to darkness, there's just nothing there.
So Liv is gonna scurry over and investigate where the image was, and then. So does Liv see anything when she walks over to where that was?
You, well, we'll see if Kim Possible can figure it out,
Sorry.
but that's fine.
I'll silent
You walk over to where you saw this thing. I like that you don't tell Lex anything whatsoever. But you walk over and there is nothing there. There is a cold spot. It feels incredibly colder the moment you step into the area.
So the moment I notice that there's nothing there, I just think about whether I want to spook Lex or not, and realize that that's not not what I want to do. I don't want to make this seem spookier than it is. It's probably just something I imagined. I'm mostly worried about Ashley and whether she's nervous, and I want to know if she's been here before to see if she can tell me anything about the house in case she has been here before. So I'm eager to keep searching with Lex, but I also kind of want to go back and talk to Ashley.
Yeah,
So
Lex.
at this time, I'm just kind of like, I'm a little spooked. I don't know if I want to keep exploring, so I'm gonna see what Lex is gonna continue doing, and then based off that is
Lex just sees Liv beeline for a corner of the room, and then just kind of go all Velma in the corner, just kind of like snooping around, things like that. And
so I want to like. Oh, sorry. I just imagined that as I was doing the ooh and lightning hit, that might have. I feel like I've tempted fates at this point, and I'm like, and I'm like, okay, no, don't want this jacket, and I put this jacket back on, and now I'm kind of like peering over at Liv, like, what are you looking for?
Yeah. As you guys are talking about the corner, we go back downstairs. Lacey is in the kitchen, like halfway into the kitchen, halfway in the sitting room.
Was there a door into the going into the kitchen?
If there was, it doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
But if you look around, you will see that there are the remnant of where hinges would have gone in the door frame. And as you kind of find one and then the other, you feel the sudden warmth of a body next to you, and you see that Ashley's next to you.
Not expecting that.
And she's like, maybe we should sit together.
Yeah, of course. We should stick together. Perfect. And then as Lacey's like looking around the kitchen, she lets out one of those, like the worst thing that you could do in a haunted house, and she's like, hello, like as loud as possible. Yeah. I don't know if like the girls upstairs can hear, but
they will hear it.
She lets, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Lacey's hope is that there will be other people in the house. Not ghosts. Like Lacey is very firm that there will be no ghosts, but there will be love interests in the house. And she looks through what's in the kitchen look like?
It is classic. It is classic. Not Victorian, but definitely much older kitchen. There is an island of a marble top that extends almost the entire length of the kitchen itself. That looks like where all the food was prepared. Along the edge of this kind of very square U of a kitchen, you can see this magnificent, what would be considered today a 3-part sink. Looks that anything that was of value has already been stolen. So like the faucet is gone. There looks to be this beautiful iron top oven that looks to be maybe about twice the size of a regular oven today. The top of it looks like it could have also been used to heat food up, but it isn't the main stove. The main stove, you see, it really takes up a lot of the short end of the U, and then the other side of the long part of the U is just a kind of alacena of just shelves of where food and preserves were kept at some point. You can see that there's a couple of jars of unmarked stuff that looks to be there for who knows how long. But it definitely looks like some kind of preserves, some kind of jams that's there.
Lacey investigates the preserves, but is specifically looking for if there's anything that might have
you reach for a bottle, and you hear a squeak and then a scurry as a rat rushes for a hiding place. And Ashley screams to high heaven.
While she's screaming, Lacey's not scared of rats and mice. But she realizes that she wants to like if Ashley wants to be on the same plane. So after Ashley starts screaming, she matches and sustains the scream until Ashley stops.
Beautiful. Let me oh man, this is such a good roll for you.
What
Do
roll?
I hear the scream? Do I hear the scream?
Yeah, you're gonna hear the scream.
Okay, I hear the scream.
Hold on.
Grab my bat.
Hold on.
And I was gonna run downstairs.
Yeah. I'll give you a chance to react.
I figured we were gonna do this.
Let's have you. You know what? Let's have Lacey do a brawn check to see if she can keep that.
Okay, she could do it. Hold on, let me find my 8.
Yeah. It's diaphragmatic breathing.
She can do it.
Yeah. You know what? I'll give you a choice. She can either roll brawn
Listen, she's got
grit.
a deep throat.
I literally rolled an 8 out of my D8 per brawn.
Okay. So you can roll again because you haven't met the difficulty number.
7. Fuck yeah.
So 15 total. Yeah. That is phenomenal. You've been told, and you've never really considered it to be truthful because it's always been like, oh, some guy told me that I have perfect pitch, and then I ended up with his balls in my mouth or whatever you do on a Saturday night.
Saturday night city, yeah.
But high school.
In this moment, like you literally hear the pitch that she is screaming at, and you're like, oh, I know what that is, and you belt it out, and you harmonize screams with this girl who is frightened beyond all measure of humanity. And for you, it's just a musical test.
It is, but I'm also acting. Like it's musical and acting. It's like music because she's like doing the whole whatever Ashley is doing, she is mimicking, but not in a like bad way. In a like I need you to like me way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're like, oh, this is the reaction we're going for. Ah, yeah. You.
Yep.
You shoot right into it, and so upstairs, as the two of you are about to Scooby-Doo a corner, you hear this sudden scream and then a second equally concerted scream on top of it. And then it softens so that they're both equalized with each other. It's almost like Lacey screamed to scream and then brought herself down so that she matched the original scream.
Okay, so I hear the first scream, and when I hear the first scream, I run to grab my bat and be like, and I'm kind of like saying at the same time, like, I think one of them is in trouble. And then I hear the second scream go up and then come down, and I go, now I think they're fucking with us.
And I'm already running past. I'm running past Lex. I'm nervous. I'm concerned about my friends. I'm running past and trying to figure out what's going on.
All right. As you come outside towards the stairway, give me a brains roll. Luckily, Liv has a d20 for that.
Yeah.
So you are still in a.
Oh. 5.
5.
Oh,
okay. So
your brain got big today.
Luckily, that gives you an adversity token. Failure's not terrible here. But you did lose by more than I thought you would. The character fails, but not too badly. There might be some very, very minor short-term consequences, but these won't shift the story for more than a minute or two. The character has tried and almost succeeded. So, you come running out there's another roll of thunder outside. This is a little closer now. It's a little louder. There's a little bit more of a shake in the house as it reverberates through it. And as you run down the stairs towards the sitting room where you last left Lacey and Ashley, you see them both kind of sitting there. Ashley has backed up into a corner and is just pointing frantically where she saw the rat. Lacey is doing what exactly as Liv comes into the room?
Um,
Ashley's inconsolable. She hates rats.
Oh.
Lacey's still like in the area that the rat was and feigns being scared.
Okay.
But explains the situation once the other two arrive. It's like
I will-
there was a really scary rat that did nothing at all.
Well, Liv is there. Lex is still upstairs.
In the room.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, I don't know if there's any alcohol here.
If you keep looking, you'll find a bottle of vodka.
I'm sure, and that's exactly. I mean, if everyone's gonna start investigating, and Ashley won't talk to her, Lacey's gonna start fucking drinking.
Oh, yeah.
Liv is getting frustrated. Liv rolls her eyes and says, I'm sure there's a bar
There's
somewhere
a bar?
with alcohol. So, it's a huge house. I'm sure they had a bar. So
Yeah.
she
Perfect.
rolls her eyes, looks over to Ashley, and says, Are you okay?
She just nods frantically, and then she just kind of like huddles her into herself. But stashed away behind what looks to be a couple of old pots and pans. It looks like maybe a bottle that's a month or two old. Like somebody came in here to party and left it over. But there is a quarter of a bottle of vodka left over.
Here you go,
Lacey
sweetie.
snatches it up and immediately, like, twists the tab off, flicks it, fucking takes one down.
Okay.
Liv further, she gets closer to Ashley and kind of embraces her and says, Are you really okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'm not good with rats.
I'll catch it if it comes again.
Lacey extends her arm to Ashley. This also might help you.
Oh, I don't drink.
Hey. And then she takes another swig.
Liv is slightly peer pressured, though.
She's,
And says, should I drink some?
Lacey looks at Liv, looks at the bottle. You said there's a quarter left, right?
Yep. There was. How big are your swigs?
And then she swallows a lot. So
Okay.
Now what I'm drinking.
So yeah. She's like, no, I don't think that you should have any because like you're really small and it might get you messed up really quickly. Looking out for you, girl.
Liv says, I'm so tired of everybody that's stupid thinking they're smarter than me.
Ashley just kind of looks at the two of you. Drinking, you shouldn't be drinking underage. It's against the law.
Completely ignores Ashley. Liv, you think that you are smarter than me? You're the size of a pea. Like, you're tiny. You cannot be smarter than me if you're small.
Liv rolls her eyes and says, you know what? I left Lex upstairs, and I should just be worried about that. Because I thought you guys were in trouble.
We were in trouble. And she's, like, looking at Ashley. We were in trouble. Yeah. Thanks for checking in on us. I found what we needed.
And as you two are talking, upstairs, Lex has been left alone. And as Liv rushed out, the room excuse me, gets colder. Like it drops to about 20 degrees. The breath starts to come out as you exhale.
No lie, I do that like 4 more times because like I'm just like, like what? Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like whoa, whoa, whoa. No. And then I kind of want to just do like a slow spin in the room, and like this time, like so I've got like the bat, and then I walk over to the corner that Liv was at, investigating, kind of just like, did I miss something? Did she see something that I didn't catch when I first came in? So I'm kind of inspecting that area. Do I feel anything different or see anything different there?
You do a spin. You don't see anything weird in the room. You still feel cold. And as you go back to the corner, kind of looking around to see what you might have seen, there's nothing really there. And as you turn back around, let me have you make a brains roll for me. It's gonna be a D20 for you, so
That's right.
it should be a good
I'm
roll.
wicked smart, son. I'm wicked smart.
Wicked smart.
That's an 18 on the die, sir.
Okay, that definitely beats the difficulty I had in mind. Excuse me. You whip around. You see that there was a little round table that sat at where the door would close normally, and there's what looks to be a broken charm of a crystalline bear. But what catches your attention is as you turn around, the fedora and the coat are missing from the rack.
I don't like
Oh
that.
no.
Don't like that.
Yeah.
I immediately do like a quick search on the floor just to see if it fell when I hung it back up. If I dropped it, like that's my first intuition is like, oh shit, did I knock it over? Like a lot of things happen at that moment.
Not
Obviously, I
at
don't see
all.
anything. Okay.
No. And as you go back to kind of like look to see if maybe it did fall, maybe you didn't hang it back correctly, you turn back around to the rest of the room, and the room looks to match the rest of the house. There's dilapidation that has occurred. The recliner is falling apart. It looks like no one has lived in this house for at least 50 or 60 years.
Is the broken charm of the bear still on the table?
It is on the floor, yeah.
On the floor?
Mhm.
All right, so I want to slowly pick that up.
Yep.
I want to get my. Is my bag still on me? I didn't put that down, right?
Yeah, it's still on you.
So I want to look at the charm. It's just a broken bear, right?
Looks easy enough to
Okay.
fix.
I put it in my pocket, one of my jean jacket pockets. I'll put it in my right. Yeah, it's gonna be like, and mine. And then I want to spin again. Does anything change when I spin again in the opposite direction?
You do one last spin, and there's a moment where you see a shadow just kind of dart past the door. But in the room itself, there's nothing's changed.
Okay. I want to go back outside of the room now. And did I see which direction that shadow was moving in?
Just from side to side.
Okay. I want to move over to the next door. I want to keep searching upstairs.
Okay.
But now I'm a little bit more hesitant. Now the bat's out. Like I'm not just holding it over my shoulder. Now I'm kind of just pointing it in front of me. I'm kind of moving it around so that I'm just ready for anything that may take place.
Okay. Back downstairs, we see that the discussion has come to a head, and Ashley kind of looks at Liv, and she's like, I think I'll go upstairs with you and Lex."
I'm going downstairs. I need to make sure that Lex is okay.
Yeah,
I left
yeah,
her upstairs in a dark room.
yeah.
I'm running
I'll,
upstairs,
I'll go with you.
and
And
I'm asking Ashley, "Do you want to come with me?"
yeah, she follows you.
Okay.
So they're gonna leave Lacey behind if
Mhm.
Lacey doesn't follow them.
Lacey is now super happy to have their vodka, and also they just snatch up their magazine and wander to another part of the house by themselves.
Okay.
Like wherever the kitchen was, they're going the opposite way now.
And so you come out into the foyer, you see them run down the hallway and up the stairs.
Mhm.
And in front of the sitting room, there's another archway that leads into what looks like an actual dining room.
Oh,
And you go in there. The placements all look like they've been there for years, untouched. Uh, it looks like there's maybe 5 people that were gonna be sitting at the table. And
are there any cupboards?
not in here, but in the next room over, you see what looks to be a storage area, kind of closet. It looks like, again, the door here has been removed at some point in its life. The closet itself looks like a linens closet, but it also has a bunch of the plate work, a bunch of the uh, silverware. It looks like this is where a servant would come and kind of grab the things necessary for putting out onto the table and whatnot. But otherwise, you would have to come back outside and kind of explore the rest of the first floor to find a comfortable space.
Yeah,
And
that's probably what they're looking for, is somewhere that they can just hang out with their vodka and their magazine. And
yeah,
definitely not a dining room, because there's no way for them to be comfortable.
yeah.
So,
And to one side, as you come into the big kind of open dome of a room that has the grand staircase, you can see Liv and Ashley kind of coming up and wrapping around to where they
mhm.
left Lex. And as you turn your attention away from them, you see this massive uh, clear glass French doors. One of them is slightly ajar, and it leads into what looks to be a small ballroom of sorts.
But wait, is this to the left? Because
This is to the left,
Lex went to
downstairs. Downstairs.
Downstairs. This
downstairs.
is for
Yeah.
yeah.
This is for
Okay.
Lacey.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Before, since I'm watching them walk up the stairs and go around, I again shout, "All right, I guess I'll just be down here alone for a little bit," and as loud as possible. Again, reverberate the entire house. And she walks into the ballroom alone.
Okay. The moment you cross the threshold into the ballroom, you start to hear a harpsichord play. You can
The what?
feel a harpsichord. It's an old piano.
Terrifying piano.
Yeah,
Oh, so it's like a music box?
kind of. Um, and you can feel shadows around you dancing. Uh, Suddenly, the there's a crack of lightning, and in the flash of light that illuminates the space for a moment, you see it as it was in its heyday. It is gilded in gold. There's this massive, beautiful hanging chandelier in the center that just illuminates the room, bounces off of the gilded corners of the filigree that kind of sit above you, and it washes the entire room in this beautiful amber light. And there are maybe a dozen couples all dancing to this harpsichord that has started to fill the room, and they all stop when they see you.
The first
Bueno.
thing she does is looks at her handle of vodka and is like, Okay. And she takes an additional swig and then walks very triumphantly into the middle of the dance.
Yeah, and you see one of the gentlemen nods to his lady friend. She steps away, and as she does, she starts to kind of vanish into a mist of memory. And as he steps over, you
Nope.
see him start to shift slightly. He's in an old, kind of regal looking velvet tuxedo with the tails. The hair becomes this kind of tousled mess of a mane. His eyes are this stark blue that just looks like a frozen over lake. He's got this masculine, massively strong nose, this very European angular face, and he steps towards you and just kind of bows courtly, like he comes from a different age entirely.
Lacey kind of curtsies and says, I didn't know I had to be dressed up for prom.
He smiles and he gestures with his hand, and as you look down, your dress is gone. Everything that you were wearing is gone, and you are in this beautiful period piece, if you would like to describe it for us.
What? So you said that he was in like a velvet suit, and this is a
Velvet tuxedo.
Victorian like house.
Mhm.
I feel like Lacey would definitely wear something that was lilac,
Okay.
like which is delicate but also like regal. Um, Probably corseted, and obviously, if it's a ballroom, it's going to be a ball gown.
Okay.
So she has no idea what's going on, but she is here for it. So
The
she,
the ball is gone and it's replaced
whoa,
with a fan.
like a little, like a,
Like a little, yeah.
yeah. Okay, cool. Um, she holds her hand out to this gentleman to like kind of introduce herself, but like not saying anything because she doesn't know what else. He didn't respond to the prom comment, so she's like, I don't know. I guess I'll wait.
As is customary, he leans down and kisses between your second and third knuckle.
What, as is customary. Lacey wants to. Can I charm a ghost? Hold on.
Bueno.
Bueno.
Why not?
Can I charm a ghost?
What are you trying to do?
I don't know. Dance, but like be the prettiest girl at the party. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. So, if you don't
I
fight
would
his
like to seduce
advances,
the ghost penis.
I
yeah,
want to seduce the ghost. I
Yeah.
have a piece of dye. I have a
Yeah.
dye.
Yeah.
I found a man.
yeah. I tried to describe as close to Adam Driver as I could for you. So
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. It's Scorpio season. Thank you. I appreciate that.
of course. But if you do not pull away, he will pull you into a dance, and the harpsichord will start up, and you'll hear the sound of a violin, the sound of an accordion, the sound
Listen,
of classical
this is not a kink
instruments.
that she has explored, but she's ready. So
Ooh.
Yeah,
I don't have to
Let's
charm the
get
ghost.
it
The ghost
on.
is gonna charm me.
yeah.
Go Lacey.
Upstairs, while this is happening, upstairs, Lex hears the kind of thumping of footfalls, and you can see that Liv and Ashley are coming up behind you.
Liv, did you take the jacket?
No, I didn't.
The jacket, it's gone. As is the stupid hat. It's just
That
gone.
doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. It must be here.
No. I mean, you could check, but it's gone. Like,
Are you playing a joke on me?
you know, I wish that I was, but I really wish that I could find the jacket, and I can't. So I'm on my way to the next room because I think there's someone in here messing with us.
We're gonna find them and we're gonna make them sorry. We're gonna scare them.
When she says that we're gonna make them sorry, we're gonna make them scared, I want to like get the bat and be like, "That's right. I like that attitude." I'm just gonna smack that bat up against my hand. Yes, that
Ashley
yes.
holds up her hand. She's like, violence begets violence.
We're just gonna scare them a little bit, like just hurt them a little bit.
I kind of look at Ashley and I'm like, I'm just defending ourselves. I'm just saying I want to get them back. You down?
It'll be fun. Let's go. Come on, Ashley. What do you think?
I don't want to get in trouble.
You're trespassing. You're already in trouble.
I don't want to get in any more trouble.
You want to go downstairs by yourself?
No, I'm up here now.
Cool. So then I guess just be quiet and let me know if you find a jacket and a hat.
Okay.
Safety in numbers.
And then I walk to the next room.
Okay. The next room is one of the first bedrooms that you come across. There are two beds, one on either side of the room. There's a long night table between them, and what looks to be a couple of candle holders. This definitely predates electricity. The beds have sheets over them, and there is a small closet either side of the room, one for each of the inhabitants, you imagine.
I open the closet. I want to know what kind of clothes is in there.
Liv grabs both candle holders, hands one to Ashley. Says, for our protection.
Oh, okay. I mean, what am I gonna do with this?
Just in case. Blunt object.
Okay.
I listened to Chromacopia. That's in the future.
But Lex opens the first closet, and there are old moth-eaten dresses, lacy, very really
Oh, I was like, yes.
no, descriptive lacy, not noun lacy.
Heard.
Very much in line with like 8 to 10-year-old girl.
Hmm. Creepy children. Okay. Is there any like boxes on the shelves or anything I can like go through? I'm kind of looking for something that would tell me of the people that were living here or a name of this child. Is there like a label inside their
Nothing.
clothing?
Nothing.
Sucks.
As far as history is concerned with the town, the last inhabitants of the Miller house was the remnant of the Miller family, and they left. Rather, the husband left after an accident claimed his wife and daughters, but he left about 40 years ago.
Okay. So I'm gonna assume that with knowing that history of the house, that the other bed was and the other closet is probably the other daughter.
Mhm.
I can. Okay. Do I know what the ages of the children were, knowing the history of the house?
Did you like history or did you hate history? I forget which one of you.
I hate it. Liv hated history.
Okay.
No, I didn't hate. I hated math. Math was
Math.
my
Yeah.
subject.
All right, let's have you make a brains roll. Let's see if you
Okay.
can remember the history of the.
17.
17. Nice.
17.
That's definitely a successful roll. You know that the last Miller to live in the house in the Miller homestead, the estate, has still kept the estate in the family name. He did go on to remarry at some point after leaving Salem. But when he lost his wife and children, he was still about 35 at the time. And his eldest was 14. They had a 14-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 10-year-old, and an 8-year-old.
Okay. Okay. Got it. So I look under the beds.
You squat down and you immediately shoot down to the floor to see what's hidden underneath the bed, and you see a little girl looking back at you.
Oh no, we're done. Yep. Nope.
Um,
Translucent, see-through.
Yes. Liv is terrified of ghosts, of course.
Okay, of course,
Mhm.
you would choose that. So I want to like immediately like intake of breath. Maybe not a scream, but just a like as I was down there. Does she react to that at all?
Oh, yeah. She is also equally scared that you can see her, and she shoots back against the wall.
Okay, but doesn't
Well.
disappear,
No,
right?
no. But there is a
Okay.
soundless scream that comes out of her mouth, and
Okay.
you start, both of you, all three of you, because Ashley's there, start to feel the room get colder.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I
And
want to.
she shoots up to a standing position so that now Liv can actually see this ghost child sitting there or standing there, half of her disappearing into the bed. And the room is suddenly populated with ghosts of different ages. But now that we are in this situation where Liv is confronting her fear, and
Right, roll.
Lex is confronting her fear because this has become crowded very quickly.
Okay. Okay.
Both of you are going to be at a negative modifier to any rolls that you make while you are in this house.
How far am I from the door?
Maybe about 8 feet.
Okay.
And there's easily a dozen or so ghost children of different ages between you and the door.
Are they saying anything? Can we hear
No.
them say anything?
No, they're just looking at you. Some of them have had their jaws removed, so their lower jaws are missing. Some of them just have sinkholes where their eyes should be. Some of them look like they were mauled by some kind of animal. Others look like they've had blunt trauma to their kind of facial structures. It looks like whatever happened to them viciously.
Right. How far am I from Liv?
Maybe 2 or 3 feet away. Like if you reached out your hands, you could touch each other.
All right. So I was on the ground. I assume I stood up when the ghost stood up
Yeah.
to then be surrounded. So I'm like now like, Liv, get behind me. And then I want to grab the bat and just swirl in front of me so that I can try to make room.
I will remind you. Oh no, no, you're not cowardly. Never mind.
Nope.
No.
So Liv is very loyal. So that's like one of my strengths. So I'm obviously gonna. It's. I mean, at this point, I think I might have to do a fight roll because I'm fighting my fear.
I mean, it's not fighting. It's not a fight roll to fight your fear, but you're definitely in the middle of what
But
is
I'm
the worst day of your life.
yeah.
And Ash
Liv is very
screams
worried
and
about her
goes
friend.
running out the door.
You must have a D20 in flight. Because what the hell? So I kind of
My flight.
I want to yell at Ashley, "You fucking coward!" Fucking coward. And I still want to swing my bat to kind of make room so that Liv could get to me, right?
Yes.
She's like, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of want to, what happens as I'm swinging my, is it just going like through them translucently?
It is swirling through them like they are a misty miasma. And as you swing back and forth, you see them start to dissipate as the strength of the wind kind of swings from one side to the other. And there is a space for either you to move up to Liv or for Liv to move towards you.
Liv is definitely getting closer to Lex
Okay.
because
So,
her loyalty is first.
yeah, sure. So she moves in closer to you, so that now both
My
of you are
candlestick.
deeper in the room itself.
Okay.
Liv also
Okay.
throws the candlestick just because out of pure fear, just throws the candlestick
reaction.
into the just tosses it. It crashes against the dusty
Yeah.
dresses and
There's just a kid there with no jaw that just sees this candlestick come flying at his head, and it swishes past him, and the head just kind of reforms, and he's kind of sad. Got this sad face, like, why?
So do I now, when I see that, do I realize that they're like, do I finally like let it click? Like they're not attacking us? Like after this initial like, what the fuck? I am surrounded to like, oh wait, he was just really pissed off that you threw something at him.
Yeah. There's a moment where it's just like they're not really moving in on you. Like they're just there.
All right, so I want to like stand. So now I've got like Liv behind me, and I'm like just standing there with the bat, like, huh. And like I just want
Liv.
Yeah. And
Petrified.
as you two are standing your ground, we go back downstairs to this beautiful moment of Lacey kind of dancing with this gentleman suitor from a different age. And there's a moment where you hear the scream from upstairs, and the music stops. The room grows cold, and you find that you are no longer dancing with a ghostly version of Adam Driver, but the skeleton of Adam Driver.
A skeleton?
Yeah.
Oh, well. So, and the room is cold and there's nobody else, or like I don't see any, it all fades.
The rest of the couples have disappeared, and you see him kind of just look down at you. His jaw goes slack, and there's just this noise as you can feel him starting to eat up your warmth.
So, like, okay, well, it's just a skeleton, right?
Yeah. Just a
So,
skeleton.
Lacey realizes that obviously what her impression is she's had too much to drink. Even though it wasn't that much, so she's like, oh, why would they? It's not even Halloween yet, even though it's tomorrow. It's not even Halloween yet, and she drops the fucking skeleton. And probably hard enough for it to fall into a bunch of pieces.
Oh, he doesn't fall when you let go of him. Like he stands his ground, and he actually like will grab your face and kind of start to pull in towards a kiss.
Okay, so she definitely thought that what was gonna happen was like the skeleton was gonna go away. And now she's like, does she still have the vodka, or did that like actually?
No, the vodka's gone.
The vodka's okay. So skeleton hands. Obviously, the first thing she does is scream, but also she's trying to like push him away, which I guess she can because he is a skeleton.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna try to push him away, that's gonna be a fight roll.
Let's do it.
So let's see.
What's my fight? My fight is not good.
Oh,
My
it's a
fight is not
D6.
good.
It's a D6.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
3.
3 is lower than what I got.
Yeah. That's why I said it's probably not good.
You have 3 adversity tokens. Do you want to use any of them?
Yeah. How many do I have to use to push this bony motherfucker off of me?
So 2 will tie you, and that is a success.
2 adversity tokens?
2 will tie you.
do I let the skeleton do what it wants and then say, "Wow, that was nice," and walk away, like Lacey has done many times before?
I mean, it's high school.
Or no, you know what? She'll. No, I don't want to waste my adversity tokens right now. Unless, I mean, am I in imminent danger, or is the skeleton trying to kiss me?
It is eating your heat.
Oh, okay. So I'll.
Terrifying.
Oh my God, don't say it like that. But also, yeah, I'll use the 2 tokens.
Like it is trying to kiss you with its skeleton teeth. But yeah, it is eating your heat.
I mean, thanks, but also, I'll use the adversity tokens.
So
I do it all.
you
Wait, can I use my flight too?
Well, that's if you're gonna run away.
I am.
Okay, then yeah.
I was just trying to be. If I could politely tell a skeleton no.
Yeah. So the fight roll will be to push him away, and now if you're gonna run away from him, you gotta make a flight roll.
Well,
But yeah, there's a moment where you see this skeleton kind of leaning in towards you, unromantically. There is no, like, you've dealt with creeps before, but this is a different level of not romantic.
you're a fucking creep. Okay, then I'm rolling flight then.
Yeah, and as you push him away, you can just feel him kind of pulling on your skin with his icy skeletal fingertips.
If you leave wrinkles, I swear.
Oh, there are lines where his fingertips kind of like washed away from your face, and you can see that some of the skin is already starting to reform on his skin, where his skin should be.
He's taking your skin.
I rolled for flight. I rolled an 8.
An 8 for flight?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not a strong fighter, but I am.
Yeah. That beats my roll to chase you. So you book. Where are you going?
I'm going where I last saw the other people, which is up the stairs.
All right. You come out of the ballroom into the large dome, open area, and you see Ashley just kind of rushing down towards you, screaming, "Ghost! Ghost! 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 Ghost!"
Wow, that was like a full sentence.
She's frantic.
Can I slap Ashley across the face?
Sure.
Okay. Do I have
Always
to roll for that, or can I just do it?
No, she's not fighting you.
Awesome. So I smack her and say, like, you need to make a full sentence right now because I've about had it.
Excuse me. She just kind of stops and looks at you and just starts crying.
Well, so Lacey literally pushes past her and goes and finds the
Okay. Upstairs, you can hear the kind of swooshing noise. You can hear the kind of footfalls as Lex swings the bat once or twice. You can hear a thump of something metallic hitting the floor. But you feel that the skeleton has stopped chasing you, and as you look down over the banister, you see that it has climbed on top of Ashley.
Is there any object near me that I could throw at this fucking thing? Like a vase, like anything. I'm not going to Ashley, but I will throw something at it.
Yeah. You would have to go into the huntsman lodge, into the den, the closest thing to you.
Okay, I rush into the den. What is the first thing that I could grab in a den?
There's a bunch of fireplace tools.
Perfect. Give me that stick and poke thing.
You got the stick and poke thing, bro.
All right.
Don't stab Ashley. Don't stab Ashley.
I mean,
you gotta take the risk.
Shit happens. So Lacey, is there a mirror in the den?
There's no mirror in the den, no.
Is there a reflective surface anywhere that I could see before I go? Because Lacey needs to make a decision about how she looks and if I was actually affected by this thing, whether or not I throw this stick at the skeleton or it's personal and I go up and stab it.
There is no reflective surface on this side of the house. The room with the two girls' beds does not have a reflective surface. And for Lex and Liv, who are in the room with the ghost children, the second that Lacey goes in and grabs one of the fireplace tools, all of them look in that direction and then they vanish.
So I see Lex and Liv.
No, they're in another room.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the ghost can see you.
What?
Okay. Well, I take the stick. I go about like 5 feet from where it's attacking Ashley, and I chuck it.
Okay, so you climb back downstairs with it.
Yeah.
So Lex and Liv will hear the stomping around in the room next to you, and then you'll hear the stomping down the stairs.
She gives like a yell when she like to her head.
Where does it? Okay, so at least Liv runs out to see where it fell, what happened.
Oh, yeah, you see Lacey kind of coming out of the hunter's den and then just coming downstairs with the fire poker and looking like she's about to swing on whatever is on top of Ashley, but you don't see anything on top of Ashley. She's fighting off something, but there's nothing there for you.
Okay, wait. So I'm still in the room for a second. I
Mhm.
want to like, kind of like, they all just disappeared. I almost like drop back down to my knees and look under the bed to make sure that they're like all gone. Do I see anything when I go back underneath the bed?
You drop back down. There is the flash of lightning that fills the room with light for a moment. And as you're about to look under the bed, you see standing between you and Liv is the haggard old man with the fedora on, the duster on, and what looks to be this jagged, curved machete that has dried blood all over the edge of it, and he has this wild look in his face, and he's looking dead at you.
Bro, I go full MLB, just boom. Like I'm just out of fear in my heart. I'm just like, this is a home run. I'm going for the grand slam. I need to bring all my basemen in. Like that's the kind of swing I want to do right now.
All right, let's have you do a fight roll.
All right. Come on. Come on. 10.
10. That is fantastic for your D12. So that beats me by 8 or more. So
and there's a battle cry. Sorry, there's not like a battle cry, but like a fearful, guttural, like, and I'm just like scared. I've just come out of a crowded room. This man is here. I wore his cloak. So
the character succeeds quite impressively. At the GM's discretion, the character might have some additional benefits beyond the success, but those will be slight and only important if pushing the game forward. So you beat me by 8. So the attacker explains their attack, and then the defender explains how they respond, but the attacker can alter any of these details as the defender explains them, and then the attacker explains how this response fails to prevent any kind of harm. So narrate to me what you want to have happened, and then I will narrate what I would have liked to have happened and how you cancel that out.
Okay, so what I would have liked to have happened is that for that split second of the thunder coming in, you are about like an actual, like tangible creature And so when I hit you, I do make a level of contact, right? Enough to like knock the hat off your head, tumbles to the ground, like full, like one of those like movie moments where you just see like bone cracking, like skin ripping off so that I can see like the inside of your cheekbone, and then like blood splatters a little bit, and I don't see any more because I try, like it's like a full, and then I see the blood splatter, and then you're gone.
Okay. So he sees you step into a batter swing, and so he's instinctively gonna bring his machete to meet your bat, almost like dueling swords in a pirate movie. Um, how does he fail to protect himself?
So I would assume that okay, so if he keeps trying to like come at me with his, okay, so then I guess it's gonna have to be like a bigger fight than just one full swing, right? This is what we're describing now, like a
Well, no.
bigger.
Like your swing came in. Like this is you wanted one thing to happen, and then
Yeah,
his response was to negate your effect entirely. But because you beat his roll, you get to
right.
describe how you actually go through with your attack.
All right, so you
So
aimed
you
too
wanted to
low.
come.
You when
You
he
wanted to
came
come in at the
in,
face. He wanted to come in with his machete to stop your bat entirely. How
right?
did
Well,
you succeed?
so I succeeded by doing like a 1-2 step, right? Like I was able to like juke out, like almost like I went like this, and the blade just kind of just goes right as I come swinging to hit his face.
Okay. There is that thunk that that I think in this moment, that delicious thunk of contact, and you can feel the the machete kind of dance across the bat, the underside of the bat, as he was just too late, too low, and as you kind of turn to see whether or not you made contact or what kind of damage you've done to him, there's nothing there. The room is dark again. The lightning's light has disappeared, but your bat does have that thin kind of reddish line to it from where his machete danced across the surface of it.
When that happens and he disappears, does anything else reappear in the room?
No. This part of the room, this part of the house now looks dilapidated as well. It matches the rest of the house. It looks like nobody's
Okay.
been here for a good couple decades.
And so no one saw that happen, right?
No
I was
one.
the only one in the room when that happened. Son of a
No.
bitch.
Liv
All
was
right.
outside looking at Ashley fight whatever invisible monster she's fighting.
Okay.
And if Lacey could give me her fight roll for
Why
the
can't I use
swing.
brawn?
Because brawn is how strong or how tough your body actually is. Fight is your actual ability to fight.
It wasn't a fight, it was a throw. I didn't fight him, I'm throwing.
I thought you were swinging on him.
I was going to, but
Did you
I
climb
didn't
back
know how
downstairs?
No, I'm not swinging at him, I'm throwing it. I'm chucking it.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that'll still be fight. Sorry to disappoint you.
Wow, it's a 1, so
It's a 1.
it's a 1.
Yeah.
He's not expecting it, so your fire poker thing, as you call it,
Yeah,
flies
sticky thing.
right into him, and you see it kind of lodge itself in between, like the hole up here where the shoulders are and the bottom of his rib cage, and he just kind of looks up at you. You can see that Ash has aged maybe 5 or 6 years in the time that he's been on top of her. Um, and some of her skin has started to kind of graft back onto him. His eyes are little marbles of red fire, and it looks up at you and it hisses. Liv can now see that Lacey threw the poker, the fire poker, and it has lodged itself in something because it's floating in midair above Ashley.
Oh, Liv is not sure about the situation.
Lacey, when that thing hisses at her, she says, "Ew!"
Of course she would.
That is such
And
a Lacey thing to do.
she
Lacey.
looks back
So,
at Liv and says, "What do I look like?" Like really upset and really pointed. Not giving a fuck about Ashley.
yeah.
What do I look like?
Yeah, there are marks down her face, like she has scars.
Liv launches herself in between them.
Are you gonna run downstairs?
So at this point, wait, isn't
Because you're still upstairs.
Lacey upstairs?
I'm
No,
like
no.
in the
She ran back
towards the
downstairs. She's
Okay.
probably on the landing where
Yeah.
the stained glass window is.
And where is Lex?
Lex is in the room behind you. You are currently upstairs by the second door, so
Liv runs to Lex.
You're looking down.
Liv runs closer to Lex to make sure Lex is okay.
Okay.
Sorry, Lacey.
Yeah, no, she looks like she's just swung the bat. But
I now,
Go ahead.
I with so I have the bat in one hand. That wild shit has happened. I grab Liv's hand. I'm like, we have to get the hell out of this room right now.
So Liv asks,
Right
are
now.
we going up or down? Are we going out the door, or are we going to continue? Like, are we going to just run through the house?
So I don't know what's happening downstairs, right? Or did I just hear a scream at any point? Nothing.
Nothing. You hear
Where's
thunder.
Ashley?
You hear thunder crack like it is.
Please send us downstairs.
The storm has come on top of you.
Okay, so at this point, I think that we need to get together because shit is definitely
We
popping
need
up.
to go downstairs. I agree. I think we
So-
need to go downstairs.
Alright, so
I start pulling Lex because Lex is sort of in shock. I am pulling Lex downstairs, heading pretty much towards the other girls, towards the front door.
You can all hear now that thumping, that rhythmic, just kind of crashing thump of rain. It is hard rain. It is coming down. There is a storm. There is a lightning flash that illuminates the central area for a moment. It is cascaded in color. It is the first time that all of you have been in view of the stained glass window and this open area. And there is this almost hauntingly terrifying visage that is seen in in the stained glass window. It is almost like a depiction of Dante being thrown into hell. And as the colors kind of wash over this open area and they give you the reds and the oranges and the yellows of the flames of hell and kind of like the pinks and the blacks of this Dante character, you can see that there is some kind of naked man on top of Ashley that has a fire poker through him. Coming in from the shoulder down through his lower rib. There is no blood. Oh, there is just the poker, the man, and it looks like he's standing and turned his attention to Lacey. And as the light and the color washes away to leave the darkness of the room again, there's only the poker now. Everyone can only see the poker kind of lumber in air as it's coming towards Lacey.
I run and take a swing at it.
Okay, so you're gonna come running around downstairs. What is Liv gonna do as Lex runs past her?
Liv is in a crouch in fear.
Okay. And what is Lacey doing as Lex comes rushing past?
Well, this thing is coming towards me, right?
Yeah.
At the moment, Lacey stands her ground and just like watches this poker come towards me.
Okay. All right, Lex, give me a fight roll and swing away, Bobby.
That's gonna be a 3.
Oh
be a
no! You were
Yeah,
only hope. You all coward.
Oh
We basically
no.
did nothing.
I did
And
nothing.
and you have
We did
no adversity to
nothing.
help you.
I don't. I
Oh,
ran out of.
I
I
have
used them
so
early,
much.
guys. I used them early. I was excited.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
I
No, it
messed up.
happens. It happens.
I
Granted, it gave
messed
me the
up.
bat that helped me earlier, so
Yeah.
technically, I'm
Yeah.
still
Yeah,
using
yeah.
it to an advantage.
Um
I should have
so
thought.
that's fine. That's fine. You lost by 1 to 4, so it's fine. The character fails, but not too badly. So, the defender's roll is greater than or equal to the attacker's roll. The defender narrates the outcome. So, Lex comes bounding down 2 or 3 steps at a time, uh, passes by Lacey, and comes crashing down almost like Conan the Barbarian style. Just coming down with this bat so hard that you actually crack it as you bring it crashing down against the old floor. Top of the bat goes flying in one direction, almost right where the machete cut into the bat. It is a jagged, there's a little flat piece, and then everything else becomes jagged. And the top goes flying off. You have a stump of a bat left. And this skeletal creature that is now visible to you because you're so close to it just unhinges its jaw and lets out this inhuman roar that
And live back now.
reverberates not just through the house but in your heads as well.
Can Liv choose to fight at this moment?
You can run downstairs and join the fray if you want to.
At this point, I am running down and I am joining the freight, and I realize that my friends are in trouble. I have to fight.
Okay, make a D8 to see if you
D
can.
D10 for fight.
No, flight.
Flight. No. Oh, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna try to flight there. Okay.
you gotta try to make it there in time. The skeleton looks like it's just kind of
Rolling
pushing
die.
Lex aside after this failed attack on it, and it's still got its eyes set on Lacey.
7.
7. Yeah, it beats me. So you make it to him before it makes it to Lacey.
All right, save the day.
So what would you like
Lacey
to
wouldn't do
do?
the same for you, but woo!
We've established this.
Yep.
What would Liv like to do? You've made it down the stairs in time to get between it and Lacey. How are you going to
Liv,
protect this girl that you just met?
is there absolutely anything that I can like swoop and like throw? Is there anything like a vase, something that I could just like grab on my way down, or is there?
There has been nothing in the hallways except trash, paperwork, leaves.
That I am throwing my body in between them,
Okay, so you're just going to shoulder
and
check
I
this
am
guy?
just I am trying to hit him with every single bit of my body as possible. I am
Okay.
going just fist drawn. I am just going right down, and I'm just throwing myself.
Make a fight roll.
To a ghost.
That's going to be a D10. Oh,
8.
8. Hey,
Bad. That's not bad.
that beat me.
All
That beat me.
Yeah.
right.
So, so you beat me by 4 to 6. So the attacker explains their attack, the defender explains how they respond, and then the attacker explains how this barely mitigated any of the harm that you're causing to them. So you come rushing down the stairs and just kind of throw yourself into them. He's gonna try to just sidestep you. He's got his attention on Lacey. He doesn't care about anybody else. How does your attack actually land?
He's shocked by my force and at least stumbles back.
Okay.
And at least gives us some space.
Okay. So
You, Lex, you still have your nub.
No.
I do.
yeah, she does. But yeah, there's there's a moment where you can see his hands outstretched. He's gonna catch you and just kind of push you away. But the moment that you come into contact with him, there is much more weight behind you than he was anticipating, and there's just a moment where he's just like, "Oh, I can't redirect this," and you just crash onto him, and both of you kind of go tumbling back and down, so that you fall, so that he's on the floor. He kind of hisses again, full skeletal visage, uh, and as you look over, you can see that Ashley looks like she's middle aged at this point. She looks like she's in her 30s from all of the warmth and life that has been sucked out of her. But you're on top of him now. And if Lacey would like to do anything, I would give her a turn now.
How far is Lex from me?
Maybe a couple steps down from the foyer.
So if I like whisper to her, would she hear me and not Skeletor?
Hmm.
Or no?
No, you're pretty close to each other. You're all within like 10 feet of each other.
You said that downstairs, the French doors. Did I notice that the French doors had locks or no?
Did not notice.
Well, I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna charm this skeleton into following me into the ballroom.
Okay.
Nice.
So you just kind of do what to him?
I don't know, but he seems fixated on me, so I give him the treatment that I give every male that's ever given me attention. I bat my eyes, I call him handsome, and I flip my hair.
Okay. And then you just run into the ballroom?
And I walk backwards
Okay.
into the ballroom.
Okay. Yeah.
Ooh,
So
it's a 20.
yeah, no, you didn't need to roll. He's already fixated on you.
Oh, perfect. Awesome.
Um
What a waste of
yeah. So he's gonna try to bat Liv away. If you want to stay on top of him, it's gonna be another fight roll for you.
I tell Liv off.
I listen.
Good.
Okay. So he pushes her away, gets up, and starts to walk towards the ballroom. Excuse me. It is very much in line with the creepiness that has been a factor in Lacey's life. Like, there is a very almost hunter-esque kind of prowl to him and how he's kind of walking towards her. There's no
He doesn't
rush.
run, right? Like he's like
No.
pretty slow.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
She's backing up as deep into the ballroom as she can go.
Okay. And he gets into the threshold, and you see him kind of holding the doors open, and as he steps through, you see him kind of push them closed behind him. What are Lexi and Liv doing while this is happening?
Wait. While that is happening, I want to be
panicking?
following them. Yeah, I
Yeah,
want to be
exactly.
following them.
I'm pushing the doors as he's trying to close them.
I actually want to stop him from being able to close them. I want to assume that
Exactly.
as he was slowly walking, since he was prowling, as
Mhm.
you will,
Yeah.
I want to have been able to see what was happening. And doesn't he still have the spear sticking out of him?
Yeah.
The poker?
Mhm.
I want to yank it. Stop.
Okay.
Let him
I want
get
to
in the
pull
room.
it out.
Make
Let
a
him
fight
get in
roll.
the room.
Come on, you've been good to me once. Be good to me again. All right. That is a 6.
Hmm. With no adversity to bump it up, that means that you've
Which, by the
lost.
way, I didn't get an adversary the last time I lost the roll when I
You
got
did.
3.
You did.
Aha!
So you should have an adversity token.
Can I use it? And would it help if I did?
Um,
How low?
if you use it, you'll tie. So
Which will make me successful?
which will make you successful.
Okay.
Fantastic. Then I will.
But if you fail, you do get another adversity token.
I
Do we like her that much anyway?
will fail.
Okay.
I will fail.
All right.
Yeah.
So that puts you at 2 adversity tokens.
I'm still
Fantastic.
running towards the doors, though.
Yep. So you reach up, you try to pull the poker free. It is too snagged between his ribs to have any actual pull or any the way the length of his body compared to yours is just too great for you to kind of try to finagle it with him moving. So the attempt to remove the poker is a failure, but he does kind of lean back as you're trying to pull this thing from him, almost like he doesn't want it to be there anymore. But at the same time, he's still moving forward towards Lacey. And you see that inside the ballroom, the other kids have now started to begin to apparate. You know,
Oh, not again.
slowly coming into view, and this starts to affect Liv because you can see them.
How long is the ballroom from entrance to back wall?
Lengthwise, the ballroom is maybe 80 feet long. Widthwise,
80?
yeah, widthwise, which is what I'm assuming you actually meant. It is only 50 feet.
Okay. So.
Just
only.
Only
Yeah,
50.
we
Just
have fucking that amount of space in our own fucking house.
The Millers are well off, but they're not rich, my friend.
Only.
Yeah.
they have a ballroom.
My house fits in their ballroom, but I mean,
Only.
you know.
Yeah. This is different age, different time period.
They were lords.
So, backing up into the back wall, apparitions everywhere. Great time.
Yeah.
This thing is still coming towards me. Where are Lexi and Liv at the moment?
Liv has stopped moving the second that the ghost children appeared.
Okay, and what is it with the door situation? Where are you guys, inside or outside?
They're in the house. They haven't said that they can't.
No. I meant inside or outside the ballroom.
Outside the ballroom. They're in the house, not in the ballroom.
Both of them.
Yep.
And what do the doors look like right now? Did Skeletor close them?
He is trying to, but there is a stump of a bat that has prevented them from closing.
Okay, awesome. So I can see like a crack in the perfect.
Yeah, he's turned around trying to figure out why the doors won't close.
I use any old-timey verbiage that she knows to get him like, come here, sailor.
Perfect. Make a charm roll.
Make a what?
Make a charm roll.
I literally made a charm roll, and then he said it wasn't necessary, and it was
That's
20.
right. Yeah, you.
So that's a 19. So get fucked.
Okay. I will tell you when you need to roll. He stops pushing on the door when you call him sailor, and you see him he turns around towards you, and he starts his prowl again. There's no skin on his face, so you can't really see it, but you imagine that he has to be smiling from ear to ear at the notion of you having called him sailor.
You know, to each their own. Lacey is now backed up all the way against the wall, waiting for him to be about I'm gonna say 4 feet away from her.
Right. You see that the kids are getting between you and him.
Oh.
Okay.
Liv is getting concerned by this.
Yep.
Yep.
What is Lex doing?
Not doing damn thing though,
Wanna
but
I feel like I want to come in the room now, but I don't
Same.
want to get too close to him. I'm almost like trying to sneak in so that I'm on the other end, just so that in case, because I can tell that Lacey's got some sort of plan.
Yeah.
Like the way that she's like backed herself into this corner and is like purposely prowling him in. So I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt that maybe she can convince this ghost to bone her or something, and we can distract him. I don't know. So I just want to get to the other side of the ballroom, basically where I can do a mad charge if I need to. Like I'm just sneaking in and and I see the kids that were just upstairs, right? Those
Mhm.
are the same kids.
Same
Do
kids.
any of them see me?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Do they show anything to me?
Not at all.
Like yo, I see you. No. Do I see the dude with the fucking hat and the jacket?
Not at all.
Okay. All right. So I just want to sneak in. I have the stub of my bat. I have my bag on me, and I've left Ashley.
Yeah.
Ashley's gone. Peace out. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna sneak in the corner,
All
and I
right.
don't want him to know that I'm there.
Okay. So you see this skeleton kind of approaching Lacey. Lex has snuck into the room and has kind of found the corner by the doors to just hide in, but enough of a clear line to strike if she needs to. And outside the ballroom, where Liv is kind of frozen because of all the spiritual ghosts children that have appeared, you hear a sudden rhythmic thunk, like a thunk, thunk,
Did you say a
thunk.
southern?
No,
Oh,
I
I thought you
understood.
said.
So did I. I was like
no,
Southern.
no.
Yeah, I was like
Like,
a
is it
southern thunk.
We're in Salem.
Yeah.
This is weird.
Thunk.
Rhythmic,
Did it have a twang? It was like a Southern. That was a thunk.
rhythmic,
That was like a thunk.
sudden thunk.
Got it.
Sudden. Not
Sudden.
southern, not a
No,
southern thunk.
not a southern thunk.
No, from the future, I'm
Sudden.
gonna hear them as thunk. That's a thunk right
That's
there.
a thunk.
That's a
Yeah.
thunk.
I
That's a
heard that
thunk.
ghost thunk up in the
Yeah.
basement.
Yeah,
Up in the
no,
basement.
no, sudden.
Pumpkin.
Sudden
Alright.
thunking. And as you turn to look, you can see that the thunking is Ashley's head against the steps as she's being dragged upstairs.
Well, I'm the closest. I'm running towards Ashley.
Okay. There's nothing visible dragging her, but you do see
grabbing her
that her legs are being
I
taken.
run and I grab her feet.
Okay. Make a fight roll, please.
Ugh. Oh. It's a 5. I
Okay.
have adversity.
I mean, it's not enough to get you anywhere near where you need to be, so you might as
I
well
have adversity.
just claim another
Yeah.
one.
Hell.
You get one more then, because you are not gonna get high enough to beat my roll. You rush up and grab the ankles to try and pull away, and as you do, there's a sudden thunder crack. There's another lightning flash, and the room is illuminated again for a brief instant in just reds and oranges and yellows. The sound stops as you pull, and you can feel the sudden hands of somebody else just let go of Ash's legs and grab your wrists.
Oh,
And
fantastic.
the image of this grizzled old man becomes
And
solid,
trench coat and a fedora.
and the trench coat and the fedora becomes solid in front of you, and he just pulls you up so that your feet are dangling in the air. You got a lot of nerve, little lady. And as he speaks, you see a roach kind of come out of his mouth and scurry
No.
around. his head and go back into his mouth from the other side. This is disgusting. But
I am going to let out a guttural scream.
okay.
Like one of those long ones that's
All right.
really loud.
So you have your choice. You can either try to fight him off so you can release you, or you can try to wiggle out. So it's either going to be a fight or flight roll, depending
No,
on
it's gonna be a full fight. I am going to try to murder this person.
Okay, you're going to try.
Where's my 10? Where'd it go? Just had it. There it is. Nope. There. It's a 6.
It's a 6. Okay. Well, you have 4 adversity. Do you want to use any of it, or do you want to land
Well,
on
I'm gonna
your
use
6?
it. I'm gonna use it.
Okay. How much of it are you going to use?
How much do I need?
You can use as many as you want.
I use 2, 3. What I shit, guys?
You rolled a 6.
What? How many do you need for? Okay. How many do you need for any of your special abilities?
Great question.
You have no idea how many you need for your special ability. Will, how
Nope.
many does she need for her special abilities?
So her abilities are easygoing and loyal.
So they're not gonna help me here.
No.
They're easy going out of this. Like I'm not
Well,
gonna.
no, easygoing
All right, Ghost.
Oh, easygoing is actually amazing because you gain 2 adversity tokens when you fail instead of 1, so you should have much more adversity.
Perfect.
You should have 2 more adversity
Oh.
than you have right now.
Awesome.
And loyal is that each adversity token that you spend to help a friend gives them +2 instead of +1.
Aha. Okay.
But
So,
we're in
but how
snap
many does she have to
decision-making.
use? Right, but how many does she have to use to use that? Those use that? Does she have to use one? Does she have to use an adversity to help somebody?
No, everything
have 4.
that all her strengths revolve around getting adversity or using them to benefit somebody else.
Right. But how much does it cost her? Like, so for example, like when I want to pick something out of my bag, you know how it costs me 2?
Yeah. Oh,
How many does it cost her?
she doesn't have a cost.
She could just give them away and grab them?
It's just whenever you are not in a snap decision scene like you are right now, she could have used her adversity to give any one of you guys +2 instead of +1.
Got it.
Or whenever
Got
she fails, she gets 2 instead of 1.
2. So then in that case, I would use at minimum 3 to make sure, because you got a 6 out of what? 10?
I have a bunch. I'll use 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So that puts you at 9.
Yeah. Wiggle out of that southern thunk.
Yeah.
So that means that you have tied with him. So you managed to come out. But just like the skeleton, as you pull yourself free, you can feel that the flesh is also pulled from your body into his. And he feels cold to the touch. It is unnatural. And he feels slimy as you kind of pull yourself free from him. And there's this very kind of spectral, almost ectoplasm that pulls like that tendril of saliva that kind of leaves dangling whenever you spit on the ground. Like there's that little pull and snap as you kind of drop down and get yourself away from him. But
Is that what about Ashley?
She's still let go. But if you move away, he's gonna come back down and grab her by the ankles and start to pull her back upstairs as well.
I will continue to fight.
Lex did hear you scream, so you have your choice. Do you want to stay in the ballroom with Ashley?
Nope.
Do you want to go help Liv?
I'm gonna. So I'm still in the room on the other side of the door. Did I see Liv actually be hung by her feet? Like when I was looking, like did I see that happen?
The moment
when I heard the scream.
Yeah, the moment she screamed, you turned to look and you saw her dangling in the air.
Okay.
But she has freed herself from whatever was holding her.
Because I can't see it, right? I can't see whatever was holding her.
No.
Okay. So I take one look back at Lace. And I'm like, "Are you good?" What?
Shut up. I'm good. And then it's like, and then it's just going back to sailor talk because that's what gets him off, I guess.
Yeah.
Until he passes the children to get to me.
Yeah. The moment that Lexi asks if you're okay, like you see him turn to look at her.
And I'm like, what a big boat you have.
Make a charm roll.
9?
9. That's enough.
Okay, all right. He doesn't need a lot.
You see that he's about to take a step towards her, and you say something about his boat size, and he just like, oh, yep, she still wants it.
So now I go towards Liv, but I noticed that when Liv made physical contact with this creature of sorts, that I kind of saw some sort of skin. Does she have some sort of skin issue, or does her body look different from where they touched?
You'd have to get closer because it's literally on her wrists.
All right, so I tentatively move closer, kind of with my stub out, and I ask, "Are you okay, Liv? Are you all right?" My stub out.
Stub boat. Stub Nation. Yeah.
You should meet Orem. Liv, are you okay?
Is Liv okay? No, I'm not. I'm shaking, but I'm missing skin, and I scream to you, "Look at my hands."
Okay, so I immediately am like, we need to cover up. So like I now am gonna spend. So I have a long sleeve jacket on, right? Because I have my jean jacket. I've got pants on. I go into my bag and I pull out gloves.
Okay.
Can I scream? He has the trench coat and the fedora at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, he has the trench coat. He has it. He grabbed me.
Yeah.
Did
and
you see
can
his
see
face?
that he's pulling Ashley away.
Yes, it had a roach on it. Screaming. I'm mostly just screaming, "Roach on face!"
Okay, you're like, all right, so I take out the gloves while like she like is yelling at me, and I can like see Ashley like being dragged like up the stairs. And I put the gloves on, and I like grab the bat, and I start to slowly come up the stairs, and I yell, "Hey, you!" Because don't know what else to yell. I do not know this man's name.
Yeah.
So like,
Yo,
you, yeah, Fedora man, Fedora man. What do you want with Ashley?
At the top of the stairs, you see the body stop being dragged, and you hear that thump, thump, thump of something coming down the stairs towards you. And as it comes to the step above you, you see it materialize. It is the old, haggard, weathered old man with the fedora, the hunting outfit, the duster. But he looks like he's completely soaked from the rain outside. And you see him just kind of reach out his hand towards you, and you hear this. And he's going to try to put his hand on your face.
Okay. Can I stop him from doing that?
You can choose to either bat it away with your stump or your hand, which is a fight roll, or you can try to dodge, which would be a flight roll.
I'm going to try to bat it away with my stub.
Okay. So your fight is a D12.
And I got a fucking 12. Fuck
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Roll it again.
Roll it again.
4. So that's 16.
16.
Hell yeah.
And you do have some adversity. Would you like to use some?
Um, I would love to use them, but I
Oh,
actually don't have any adversity because
uh,
I use them to take the gloves out of my bag.
oh, okay.
So I'm gonna
Then
be nice. I'm gonna be fair
okay.
and
So
not use them
yeah.
twice.
So then you gain adversity. Because I also rolled a 12 and then I rolled a 5.
Damn. All right.
So um So you reach up trying to stop him. You've seen what he's done to people, and uh, for a moment his hand becomes ethereal and your stump goes right through it. And then the moment he touches your face, it becomes solid again, and you feel that cold, slimy, wet, kind of leathery feel. Um, and you can feel that kind of middle finger hook underneath your jaw. You can feel the thumb kind of hook underneath the other side, and he starts to pull you towards him. And there is this dread that washes over not just you, but everybody else in the house. And there's a moment inside the ballroom as this is happening that the skeleton is just kind of batted these children away. They are trying to stop him from doing whatever it is that he wants to do to Lacey, and presumably what Lacey wants to have done to her. And he is grabs one and just slams him against another, and he's now about 4 or 5 feet away from you. And he starts to reach out his hand towards Lacey to do the same thing. What is Lacey doing?
She
What is this big plan
she
of yours?
puts her hand on the pokey thingy, the pokey stick, and says, "Can I take this out, please?" Like very politely to him to see if he responds to that.
Yeah, you see
Does he?
him. Yeah, he'll bend forward.
Perfect. She grabs it and can she pull it out?
Yeah.
Was that like a roll or can I just do it?
No, you
Does he
can do
let
it.
me?
You can do it. He's letting you.
Awesome. So he's there. I'm gonna Sparta kick his nutsack if it's there. And I'm gonna use a flight to get the fuck out of there and use a stick to jam the fucking.
All right. So make a fight roll first to
Okay,
kick him in his non-existent balls.
it's okay. It's a man, right?
It is a man.
6 out of my
6.
D6.
So roll again.
4.
4. So a total of
Yes.
10. That's gonna beat whatever I get. So
And
yeah.
I want. Okay, all right. Then if it worked, it worked. I don't need to use my adversity.
Now roll your flight now to see if you can run away from him.
Yep, will do. On my way.
I'm making my way
Oh, yeah.
outside.
It's a 10,
Well,
and I'm
can
using 2 adversity to get 12. Okay.
Okay.
Does that mean that I can roll again?
No, you got to get a natural 12.
Fine.
So
Awesome.
you don't need to
I get the
roll,
fuck out of there.
and it's higher than what I got, so you don't need to roll you don't need to use your adversity. Uh, but yeah, you see him kind of double over. Um, he remembers that he doesn't really have genitals to feel pain, so he kind of like stands back up and starts to give chase. But you manage to get out the door as you see the children have helped you by pulling on his arm, by pulling on his other bones that they have access
You
to.
got children?
The kids are okay.
Yeah. Uh,
Um, Lacey runs to the door, puts the 2 together, and kind of like puts the pokey stick through the handle.
okay. Uh, in the big kind of stair room, the stairway dome of an open area, you see this weird looking older gentleman in what looks to be a hunter's attire, the wet fedora, the wet uh what's it called? Kind of trench coat, just kind of holding Lexi by the bottom of her chin up so that her feet are dangling and just kind of pulling her up the stairs.
All right. First of all, she says, "Another one," because she literally single-handedly put this fucking guy in the thing. How did she become the confident? There's nothing gonna. She takes off her pumps and throws each of them towards the direction of this motherfucker.
Okay.
Like, they're like the pointy shoed pumps too.
Yeah.
So like they're pointy on all ends.
Yeah, make a fight
What would
roll.
that be? God damn it.
And also, while I'm being, is he now tangible because he's holding on to me?
My
I
fight
wanna-
roll's a 3.
Even his face?
Yeah, he's completely there.
I want to poke him in the eyeballs.
Good idea.
I just want to fucking.
Make a
I'm
fight
wearing
roll.
gloves. I'm wearing gloves.
Yeah, make a fight roll.
Can I come up behind him? Can I try to fight? Can I join this fight?
Yeah.
I want to grab him by the jaw and just pull it down.
I got a 10.
A 10.
Hell yeah.
So you see these very expensive looking pumps just suddenly hit him in the face and in the top of the chest, and he just kind of like looks past you at Lacey behind you down the stairs, and as he turns his attention away from you for a moment, your hand just kind of goes flying into his sockets. There's no resistance. There's like his eyes have become transparent for a second, and then you just feel that thunk of the actual bone structure of the skull itself, but there is nothing as far as like resistance from musculature or eyes or anything like that. And go ahead and make your fight roll, Liv, to see if you can help out in your way.
My D10. Please don't fail me now. 9. Hey!
9. Okay. Yeah, you see the eyes get suddenly pierced, speared by Lex, and as that kind of thrusts the head back and puts her thumb just kind of squarely in this area, the urge to bite down is there, but the moment that he opens his mouth, your hand comes in and starts to pull and yank down. You can hear, all of you can hear the kind of snapping of the ligaments as the jaw just kind of comes down and unsnaps from where it needs to be.
Nice.
And there is a roar that reverberates through the house like thunder rolling above you.
Matched by my scream of just Spartan like
It is gross. Like, you don't have gloves, so you feel the full kind of wet, slimy coldness inside the jaw. But you also don't feel any teeth. Like, there is just gum, and it is gross.
And
So
just
I wanna, while she's doing that, since I'm still like being lifted up in the air, I'm assuming I'm still holding onto my stub, right?
Yeah.
I want to like just jam his arm so that he could like let go of my face, like with the edge that's got the pointy pieces, like just stabbing him to like let me go with my stubby bat.
Okay.
Or from under, whatever's easier.
Yeah. It is easy enough to just take a half on that because you got a D12.
Okay.
And he does let go. After the first initial kind of jab into his hand, he lets go reflexively. There's a lot of pain that is shooting through his body right now, whether he shows it or not. And there is a moment where he is trying to fight off the two of you, trying to push himself back up into whatever sanctity there is for him on the second floor. And that's when you hear the rooster crow outside.
It's morning. Okay, so
That's when you see light come washing through the ballroom as the sun starts to creep up over that side of the hill. You've been fighting these things all night. Your bodies are drained. and as the light hits the skeleton, it shatters him to dust. The kids are whisked away like dust being blown with a fan, and as he is trying to fight getting back into the shadows, the first little hint and sliver of colored light hits the fractal of the stained glass window, and as it washes into the room and it starts to kind of hit him, it starts to burn where it touches. And you can see it eating him up, and as you start to pull him into the light itself, he burns and screams and yells in agony. And for a moment after this victory is claimed, there's nothing left of him but a dilapidated fedora and a burnt up, crusty leather trench coat of a duster. And there is this peace that comes over the house and over all of you. And you know that although this may have claimed people's lives in the past, Miller House, for now, is abated. And at least for the next, who knows how long, no one else will have to deal with what has happened here tonight.
I
Would you
dub
have
us.
Liv drops to her knees and says, League of Excellence!
Would you have survived your trial by fire? And you hear the door swing open with a heavy thump as Madison and Joshua kind of stand there, yawning, rubbing the whatever sleep they managed to get out of their eyes. This is where we go to end our special one shot. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed Kids on Bikes. I know that it's a new system for some of you. I know that Ray has played before in the past. What did you think? Because I know that that Ray and Q, I know that you guys live in kind of the horror sphere. Where would you rate this as a horror film?
A horror film?
Yeah.
I don't know,
Okay.
like Spielberg-esque Goonies vibe.
Okay. I'll take
Not scary, but
yeah.
Yeah,
fun.
I wouldn't say that it was scary. I would consider this like an epic. It's got the allure of like a Jennifer's Body, like in the sense like there's enough comedy to balance the like weird ghostly things that are happening. I also like imagined like also I would just like to say that before we walk out of the building, I have like put on the fedora and I have dubbed us the Fedora Femmes. And
I like it. I like it.
that would be the name of this party if we continued to play this game.
Correct. And you better believe the moment Lacey saw Josh, she immediately kissed somebody other than Skeleton.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, what do you think of the system? Because I know that Ray's played it, but Jen, you've never played. And Q,
You've never
Anything.
played.
yeah,
Right. So Jen, I'm interested to know what you thought because like you've never played.
It was so fun. It was so fun. I'm happy. I'm happy you guys let me in.
Excellent.
We're happy to have you. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always
but
good to have another gamer.
As a gamer, Q, what did you think of the system? Because I know you've only played like some White Wolf and some D&D.
Yeah, so it's odd, right? Because like the D&D in me, like when I walked into the room, wanted to do a lot of things that I don't know how to ask to do in this kind of a format, right? Or if that even matters, right? Like there was a moment that I was like, I would like to intimidate him. I was like, I don't have intimidate. I can't intimidate him. All right, cool. I wanna like I was like, I'm gonna lie to him. I was gonna try to like, like I was like, which is kind of charming, but it was different. So for me, that was the shift in the role playing was what I can ask to do. But actually, I really like I always play such high fantasy serious but fun games. So it was fun to play a teenager that can kind of get away with doing really stupid things.
Yeah.
And just acting wild and it not being. And then I did envision like these three females just like, you fucked with the wrong bitches today, sir. Like, "Rah!" Like there's a heel flying. I've got a broken bat that I'm just like, "Rah!" You know. So in that aspect, that was a lot of fun. You know, you have the smart girl who's like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna fight. I'm just gonna beat your ass now, sir.
Candlestick for like 3 seconds. It was like, ah!
Yeah, like I'm just gonna throw a candlestick, and you, sir, you don't talk to my friend like that. I'm gonna rip your jaw open. How dare you?
Yeah, that was probably
The
one of my favorite.
audacity.
That was one of my favorite moments where she's just like, "Here, use this in case something happens." The blunt instrument, and 2 seconds later, oh my god! Immediately throws it through a ghost's head.
It was fun. That's
Yeah.
but
It
I
was
do
fun.
imagine that that's what like girls in high school would have done in this situation.
I will
I
take
felt
your
like a
word for
Girl
it.
Scout with like I felt like a Girl Scout. Like in my bag, I have a glove, I have a bat, I have what up? What else do we need? I wish I had had a lighter. I didn't think to do that in the fire. But no, it was fun. I like this format. I would actually like to play this in a longer format. I think
Correct.
more in a like you would a D&D. I don't know if it lends itself to that. I don't know if you
Yeah.
level up like you would in
The
characters like that.
I'm hoping that the second edition has tackled that subject, because in the book itself, the rules for a long form campaign aren't really strong. Like they're not
Right.
great. There's no XP system, so there's no real growth. So it would all have to be like homebrewed, which is done before. It's a thing. But I wonder if maybe that's a topic that they have listened to and that they have addressed in the second edition, which I've kickstarted. And the second I get it, I will let you know whether or not that is a thing that can happen, because I do like the idea of creating a kind of like Monster Squad or Goonies type group that just kind
Yeah.
of has to deal with this very haunted kind of Hawkins esque town where shit happens and
Right.
nobody has any idea that it happens, but these kids are just like, this is some shit.
I think that like I wish even if it wasn't like super long format like D&D, but it could be like a season, like where you could play, let's say, a 6-week campaign versus like a 4-hour campaign.
Yeah.
That I think even in that in itself, like what you would play sometimes in one of like your D&D starter beginner kits, you could elongate those to a more than a 4-hour thing, you know,
Yeah.
or you can keep it short and sweet. So I think that would work. But this was a lot of fun. I hope you play another game, Jen.
Yes, but
That would be
I have
awesome.
kids that need my attention all the time. My husband's like swirled away, like in the shed, like waiting for me to finish.
So
But
watch. Look at
if
me.
they're
Look at me. Look at
asleep,
me.
I can do that.
Look at me. Look at me. So he gets Sundays, right? He gets Sundays where the boys come around and they're like, "Hey, we're just gonna play these games forever," and I'm just gonna expect you to write. You're gonna be like, "All right, cool. That's cool. That's super cute. Here's some
Yeah,
chips. Here's some
Wednesdays
dip.
at 7
Here's
p.m.
right." You're like, "On Wednesday, son. Let me just tell you a little something. I'm gonna play some games, and you, my friend, are gonna handle these children and dinner,
Mister, I
and I'm
think
gonna
you're
play some games."
watching. What do you think? Let's do it. Jeff, where you at, bro?
Autonomous time is important for parents and wives and team.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, I'm just
Calling out,
saying, just saying.
I'm calling out Jeff. I'm calling out James. I'm calling out all the
Yeah,
dudes, man. Let's
I
do
see
it.
you.
Let's do
I
some
see you.
games. I got some time. I'll talk to
Yeah.
the hubby. Who
Um.
knows? Maybe he can join a game one day too. I'll give him Tuesdays or something.
There you go. Looky, two for one. And Ray, I hope we end up playing a game again. That would be
Agreed.
pretty
It was
dope.
really great to play with you guys.
Ray,
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
fun.
that
It was
was fun.
really fun. Thank you guys.
what I love about Ray is that I've learned that Ray is a chaos gremlin,
I am. I
but
am.
everyone that plays with Ray is always like, I want to play with Ray again, and I'm just like, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Like
You
they,
need you need the chaos goblin, right? You need the chaos goblin. You need the person that's gonna be like, let me fuck shit up and make things crazy so that
that's
it
Ray.
like levels
That's
out
Ray.
the playing field, right? So
100%.
then they do a great job at that. Because I tend to play I always tend to end up in this like leadership, I'm like gonna go my own way or like objective goal oriented, which doesn't lead me to a lot of chaos. So it's always good to have someone in the game that does that. and then balances
Just
me back out.
comes so naturally. The first character that I ever made with Will for Legend of the Five Rings is the embodiment of my chaos energy, and it's so much fun, and that's why I like playing it. And we haven't played it in months, so
Now, I do want to address the Twitch chat, boys. I love your Sundays. I think that they're amazing. I wish
Oh,
that
I want to
I
see
had a
this.
group. I wish that I had a group like yours that played games so consistently, because my group of friends
No!
fucking suck with their calendars and like schedules. But I'm glad that that works for you guys. I'm just saying that then in that case, Jen should have like a Tuesday or like a Thursday and then play a game. That's all I'm saying. You know,
I agree.
it's balance. It's balance. It's like I am all for an
I
equal
think I think I
opportunity
could work this
gaming.
out. I think I could work this
You know,
out. I think I could work this out
You
as long as I don't take all his friends that night. You know, I think
you worked that out. You worked it out. That's a thing for you guys to talk about. Alf, this
I'm
situation.
excited to like work. I'm excited to
Uh,
like work. Now this is I was very timid this time because I was like, let me learn. I don't want to like
Yeah.
but I definitely feel like, the chaos is fun, and I would love to just be more confident in that. So I would be excited to develop
Yeah,
that.
good. I'm glad that you had a good time. I was worried that I'm always worried being somebody's first dungeon master or storyteller, because that's somebody that you're always going to kind of hold as a marker for storytellers and DMs moving forward. So it's always like, do I want that kind of stress on my life? um, but I'm glad that you had a good time. I'm glad that all of you had a good time. Before we go into our outro, we're gonna go in reverse order this time. Let everybody know where they can find you, what you're doing with your lives, if you have anything going on. So we'll start with Jen. Thank you for playing, but let the people know where they can find you.
Instagram at GemPones. What's wrong? My kids are crying. What happened? Come here. Instagram at GemPones. Then I'm gonna go on mute.
Okay, right.
no, oh no! I was gonna add Jen, and then I Pelts. I don't know what it is.
Pawns, right?
Pawns.
Pwns,
Pawns,
PWNS. Yeah,
PW.
NS.
And
Got it.
Yeah, she's a
I'll
nerd.
find it eventually.
Yeah.
At REI Ray of Moonlight is my Instagram. I hope to be back on the channel once Mage goes in. I don't have anything. Goodbye.
All right, and Q.
You guys can follow me on Instagram at InkDrinkerQ. And you can also catch me hopefully soon dropping new episodes of Crimacopia, which is a podcast. And you can catch me on this channel if my friends I can ever get our schedules back on track again to come back to some D&D with my Aelin, who has now met Orem. And if you've been following Will and his stories for a while now through the Talking Geek, that means a lot of things are going through my head.
Mhm. Yeah.
So make sure you check that out too.
But yeah, I want to thank you guys again for being part of this. I appreciate you testing out a new system. For those of you that have wanted to test out a new system, for popping your tabletop cherry, and for trying out a little bit of a spooky kind of. We didn't want to let go of Halloween stream. As always, please take care of yourselves, take care of each other. We are big on mental health on the channel, so if you're watching live, there are phone numbers going up in our Twitch chat in case you need to reach out to somebody, because it is okay to not be okay. And I think a lot of people need to remember that. So if you're a friend or family member of somebody that is usually a happy-go-lucky or strong personality, please check in on them, because you never know how far a simple hello or how are you text can change the trajectory of somebody's life. If you're watching live and you're not in the United States, there is a link going up as well to help you find the resources in the areas or the closest areas to where you live in. Because mental health is part of our general health, and it shouldn't be a taboo or stigmatized topic. So please just understand that we all understand that things are rough, life is tough, and the last 2 years, definitely 2 years plus, taught us that. So please check in on yourself, check in on each other. As always, we will see you here on the channel. Mondays are for Vampire. We have our dual storyline. Tuesdays currently belong to McStabber Studios because we have Mage over there, but they are normally Werewolf the Wild West or Legend of the Five Rings. And we were doing an every other Friday Dungeons and Dragons. We might be switching days on that. So keep an eye out on our channel, on the Instagram, on Twitter, and we'll let you know if the schedule changes moving forward. But as always, please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you when we see you. Enjoy the rest of your day.